So this is actually your geometry quiz. This is the PDF version of your geometry quiz. Before I taught you another lesson, I wanted to review this to make sure that you know what your mistakes were. Some of you did really well in this and some of you did not do so well. If you scored a C or lower, you can take a retake. So let's just start. Let's go through each one. So are points A, B, C, and G coplanar? Well, coplanar means that they lie on the same plane. So point A is, I'm going to highlight point A and C. Point A and C are the line that is the base of the prism, and that line lies right on the plane. Point B is also right on the plane. Point G is not on the same plane. Point G is right here. Okay? So, no, only 3 lie on the plane, and it's plane P. So your answer would be D. Number 2, how many planes contain points B, L, D, and F? So this drawing is already made for you. It's not like some drawing out in space. You know, you have an actual image. So you can see that there is actually one plane here. There is one plane, but there is no plane. There is no plane that contains all 4 points. So your answer is actually B. How many planes are shown in this figure? So in this figure, we have 1, 2, those are the ends, the tops and the bottoms, however you want to look at it. And then I have 3, the base, 4, the back wall, and 5, the slanted top. So there are 5 planes in the figure. The answer is B. Question 4 says, which planes contains point K? Well, point K is right here. So point K lies on this plane that I've colored in blue, and point K also lies on this plane. So point K is on plane ACG, which would be either one of those. It is also on plane ABDFG. ABDFG. So your correct answer is actually A. Remember that you only have to name 3 points of the plane to name a plane. All right, let's look at question number 5. Name a point that is not coplanar with points G, A, and B. All right, so points G, A, and B are right here. So the plane that they're talking about is right here. So we have to find a point that is not on that plane. So we could say point C or point L. And that's it. Those are the only 2 choices. So that would be answer D. Let's move on. All right. Name 3 points that are collinear. Collinear means that all 3 lie on the same line. So I have to slide this over a bit. So I have 3 points right here. Points J, D, B all lie on the same line. That's not one of my choices. I have points A, D, G, C all on the same line. A, D, G, C. And I also have points H, J, F. So the only possible answer is C. In the figure, ray GK bisects angle FGH. Well, when you have an angle bisector, you know something very important about that. It means that this angle is congruent to this angle. So it says that the measure of angle FGK is 5V minus 2. And the measure of angle KGK is 4V plus 3. We have to find X. X is this angle right here, okay? Well, here's what I know. I know that the measure of these two angles are equal, so I'm going to say that 5V minus 2 equals 4V plus 3. Subtract 4V from both sides, that gives me V equals, add 2 to both sides, 5, and then just plug that back in. If V is 5, 5 times 5 is 25 minus 2 is 23. So the correct answer is letter A. We're going to use the number line to find the measure of segment HM. If I remember the formula, I do the distance, -5 minus 1. That becomes -6, which is actually the absolute value, or +6. But I saw a lot of you on your homework just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing. Number 9, find the value of the variable and GH if H is between G and I. So H is between G and I, so that means that GH plus HI equals GI. So let's see, GI is 7B plus 2 equals HI, which is 5B minus 3 plus, oh wait, actually it says that HI equals 17. So HI equals 17 and HI is 5B minus 3. So 5B minus 3 equals 17. So add 3 to both sides. That means that 5B equals 20. So B equals 4. So the value of the variable B is 4. So that eliminates this choice. And it eliminates this choice. And then we have to find GH. Well, GH, so let's figure out what GI is. GI, this right here, 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. So the whole segment has a measure of 30. We know that HI is 17, so 30 minus 17 is 13. So it has to be B. Has to be B. Let's look at number 10. So it says that ray KJ and KL are opposite, so that means that this line has a measure, like it's a straight line or a straight angle. Angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent, and ray KM is the bisector for angle NKL. So that also means that angle 3 is congruent to angle 4 because it's a bisector. So what bisects angle JKN? Well, that's ray KP. Ray KP. It's not ray PK because ray PK would look like this. And that's not what you have, okay? If the measure of angle JKM equals 5x plus 18, and the measure of angle 4 equals x, what is the measure of angle 4? So here we go. The measure of angle JKM is 5x plus 18. The measure of angle 4 is x, and I know that this whole thing has to equal 180, so I'm going to add these two together and set it equal to 180. So that gives me 6x plus 18 equals 180. Subtract 18 from both sides. 6x equals 162. X equals 2. Seven, and the measure, what do we find in the measure of angle 4? There we go. B is 27, because X is angle 4. All right, what is not true about ray Km? Let me erase what I have here so I can see where ray Km is. Okay, it says that what is not true? So it is an angle bisector. Well, that is true. Point M lies in the interior. That's point M lies in the interior of angle LKN. That is true. Angle MKJ is acute. Well, that's not true. Angle MKJ is obtuse. It also says that angle MKL is congruent to angle 3, and that's true because angle MKL is angle 4. So your answer choice is D. Next question, find the value of the variable and Ln if M lies between L and N. So I'm going to draw a picture. M is in the middle, so here's L, here's M, here's N. I know that Lm equals 8a. I know that Mn equals 3a, and Lm equals 48. So 8a equals 48, which means a equals 6, which means this piece equals 18. So what is the measure of Ln? 48 plus 18 is 66. So a equals 6 and 66. Your answer choice should be letter A. Next one, 14, says find the measure of the segments. QT is 0.31. QV is 2.05. We have to find the measure of TV. So you're just going to take the 2.05. 2.05 minus 0.31. You should get 1.74, which is choice. Last 3 questions. Number 15. All right, the measure of angle 1. You have to, it says to measure and then classify it as right, acute, or obtuse. So the measure of angle 1 is right here. Well, it's definitely not right, and it's definitely not obtuse, so it has to be acute. You have 2 choices for acute. You have 71 degrees or 114. Well, the definition of acute is that it's less than 90 degrees, so it's obvious that the measure of angle 1 has to be 71 degrees. Use the distance formula to find the distance between each pair of points. So distance formula, 4 minus 2, the quantity squared, plus 5 minus 0, the quantity squared. So 4 minus 2 is 2, square that is 4. 5 minus 0 is 5, square that is 25. So you should have gotten the square root of 29, which is B. Question 17 says find the coordinates of the midpoint of a segment having the given endpoints. So remember that the midpoint is the x coordinates summed together divided by 2, and the y coordinates summed together divided by 2. So that becomes 0, and 2 plus 7 is 9, divided by 2 is 4.5. So those are the answers to your quiz.